We all know of, have used, or have heard of the brand Too Faced in the past, the fantasy of a girly aesthetic that was once known for their must-have collector's items. But now it's 2021, so much makeup is now available, and it's a competitive industry with these new launches every month. Is it still worth buying a brand like Too Faced, a Bordeaux-focused brand that's mainly packaging? Launched in the 90s when makeup was mostly sleek, dark and edgy, the introduction of the brand focused on bringing back unapologetic glamour and femininity. The designs showed inspiration from the lifestyle of romantic Parisians and girly aesthetics. 2014 is when we noticed a huge trend in their eye palettes that had a cute and trendy collectible vibe. They featured designs that were made out of metal packaging, that were durable and easy to fall into the collector's keepsake purposes. The quality was good for the time, and most makeup artists would feel comfortable using these palettes. If you were just after the one and done palette, then you could definitely find one that suited you. As a makeup artist at the time, I did not invest in any of their palettes as I believed that the design and the aesthetics were beautiful, but not so practical for me as an artist, as I mostly would collect singular eyeshadow shades that would be decanted and pop into a magnetic pan. I did, however, have a shade of Born This Way foundation, which I really loved. It was released in 2015, and I used it on most of my clients, and I also liked it on myself as well. As I have tried in the past, the formulas for the palettes of the chocolate bar palette, the peach palette, the bonbons palette, I find these formulas are usable and mostly good quality, but some of the holiday collections fail to have the same quality and density in my opinion. Taking the good with the bad, and years after retiring as a makeup artist, I've decided to pick and choose what I think would be useful for my lifestyle. I must admit I have always found the packaging beautiful and elegant, something that I can bring a little bit of joy into my day when applying my makeup. So when I was choosing these Too Faced products, I wanted to make sure that I started with the basics and then worked my way up from there. The Natural Eyes palette is a good first choice because I can use it for multiple occasions, whether that be day wear or in the evening as well. The concealer that I picked up is in the shade Cream Puff, and I must admit it is way too light for my skin tone. I found that it was washing out the foundation, so I do have to be using it sparingly in the future, but I managed to buff it out and make a cohesive tone to my face. This brush was really suitable for blending underneath the eyes because it got into the tight places in between the eyes and underneath the brow bone. A little goes a long way when it comes to this concealer, and I found that I did apply a little bit too much than I would prefer, so in the future I would probably use half the amount that I used. The multi-use complexion powder is a really good topper to use over the Born This Way foundation because it does take a lot of the shininess away from the skin, and I picked up the same shade as the foundation, which is Golden Beige. I used this sparingly over the skin because I didn't want a cakey effect on my skin and I wanted it to look a little bit more natural. For contouring, I don't actually have a separate contouring powder, so what I did use was a shade from the Natural Eyes palette, and the shade that I used was Strip Poker. It worked out to be very effective on my skin as it wasn't too warm toned and it was just light enough to give me a little bit more definition. So I started with Strip Poker and I built up that crease with Cashmere Bunny, and then I used a little bit of Chocolate Martini on the outer corner and then blended that out with Cashmere Bunny. For a brow bone highlight, I use Silk Teddy, and I also put a little bit of Silk Teddy in the inner corners as well. I then used another brush to blend everything out so it was all seamless. Silk Teddy was also suitable to use on the high points of my cheekbone for a highlight shade. And then after I finished applying all the eyeshadow, I went in with an eyeliner just to intensify around my eyelashes. I used a Stila Cosmetics blush, which I just dabbed with my fingers, and then I followed up with a little bit of mascara. And this is a Too Faced Born This Way mascara as well. I was really excited when Boots stocked the lipsticks as well, because sometimes they don't stock lipsticks, and I found this one, which is the Melted Matte series, and it's called Hot Stuff, which is a perfect red. It's a little bit more of a warm tone red, so really great for fall and spring. The reason why I picked up this one is because it's a matte that has non-transfer capabilities. So you can wear it with a mask. If you're going out to dinner and you have to wear a mask in between and take it off, you don't have to reapply, touch up, or worry about it smudging all over your mask. And there we have it. I hope you've enjoyed today's video and my review on Too Faced products. I did a little bit of a background history for you. I have known Too Faced for a few years, but I have never purchased anything from them because of the work that I was doing. I felt that it was a bit more of a luxury, glamour kind of a brand, and I was all about practicality at the time. But now that I have retired from doing makeup, I've really enjoyed picking up some of their beautiful designs. Some of them are different to when I was working as a makeup artist. The rebranding I think is absolutely fabulous. I do enjoy the more glass plastic finish of the products as opposed to the tins that they were using, but I do find that either way they were really classic and timeless with their designs, and I'm really excited to kind of pop them in my makeup bag and display them on my vanities. So I'm quite excited for that. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, because I've got more content like this coming in the future. In terms of tea drinking and tea parties, I am hosting a tea party very soon, so I'd love for you to subscribe so I can show you how I set up the perfect tea party for afternoon tea, and a few baking recipes as well. Thanks for watching, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next video.